Another topic that I'd like to touch on, Leeds Rhinos captain Stevie Ward has recently retired through concussions
Yeah.
sustained in January and February of 2020. Um, Obviously, very, very sad. He seems quite level headed in his decision and his future. How much of a part concussion playing in rugby league, as we've seen in other sports as well, but what's the rugby league angle on this from your perspective?
My personal opinion, and it's also the opinion of several journalists, I've read a couple of things. We have just took our first few steps on the road to litigation. I think there's already rugby union players suing the game. There's a couple of rugby league players in Australia who've sued the game for whatever. I am privy to a lot of conversations around this in the game. The game is taking it seriously. As a coach, I get sent stuff every year about what to do in the case of concussion or head knock. The game is pretty good, I've got to be honest, but that doesn't mean it's been good for the last 30 years, you know? This is just going to get bigger and bigger. There's a couple of players here who are in the 50s and 60s who've got symptoms. There was one player who died several years ago, and his brain was given as parts of his brain were given for research. Turns out rugby league had a massive part in his illnesses towards the end of his life and all that kind of thing. In America, in the NFL, they are super precautious. They have only 2 full contact training days, I believe, mandated in pre-season. I've also heard some rubbish from some commentators in rugby union. Somebody was on Sky News in the UK once saying that one of the reasons it's a problem is the tackling in rugby league, because the rugby league coaches have been coming in. Well, I'll tell you, the way I teach tackle technique is all based around safety, and it's very safe if it's done well. And I think the problem is coaches who don't coach defence and tackle technique. That's the problem. The amount of teams I've coached at a high level against, and it's clear that their players have never been taught how to defend or tackle, because I can pick those things up. It's quite scary. I've been involved in high level games where the referees or the touch judges have been quite young. We've still got a long way to go. We've done a lot of good stuff. We've got an awful long way to go. An awful long way to go. I don't know where that's going to end. I don't know where that's going to end.